Sai Ram. Let me tell you the story of Dr. Somnath Saraf, a key member, a key person in Swami's educational mission. And when I say Swami, I am referring to beloved Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, the Kali Yuga avatar. It was the year 1972, and based on his 2 decades of immense experience in the field of education, Dr. Somnath Saraf was working for the UNESCO. He was appointed as a consultant to the Afghanistan government for the field of education, and he was stationed at Kabul. Now, though he is an Indian, he came to know about Swami in Kabul in Afghanistan. How it happened was, in the Union Ministry of Education, there was a colleague who went by the name Mr. N.V. Shastri. Now, Mr. N.V. Shastri was also stationed in Kabul, and he invited Dr. Somnath Saraf to his home because both their sons were classmates at the Indian Institute of Technology, the IIT, in New Delhi. And when Dr. Somnath Saraf visited Mr. V. N. Shastri's home, he saw the picture of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. At the first glance itself, he felt attracted and drawn to this picture. But then, there used to be bhajans at that home, and when he attended a bhajan session, he found an amazing peace, contentment, joy surging within him that he decided to make it a regular practice to attend bhajans there. And as he attended these bhajans, the yearning and love for Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba grew in his heart. He felt that he must sometime or the other see Swami in his life. Now that is the impact of bhajans in our life. When we attend bhajans, when we participate in bhajans, there is a deep yearning that comes for God, a devotion that automatically arises for whichever form of God that we love. And that is the reason why Swami institutionalized and made it a daily practice to have bhajans. Never should we take bhajans lightly, and whenever we get the opportunity, let us participate in the bhajans for the peace of mind and joy that we ourselves get. Now, coming back to the story of Dr. Somnath Saraf, this intense yearning to meet with Baba resulted in the first stage that many devotees experience when they come to Swami, which is Chamatkar. Swami says Chamatkar leads to Samskar, which is refinement. Chamatkar means miracle. Miracles lead to refinement, which leads to Paropkar, that is serving others, which ultimately leads to Sakshatkar. The journey from Chamatkar to Sakshatkar is amazing. It has been covered in detail at this link above. And this story is about this beautiful journey of this beautiful soul and some amazing message and insights that we get from his life. And so it continued with Dr. Saraf and his wife attending bhajans at his home. In 1974, one of Dr. Saraf's dearest friends, name is Mr. Shanglu, his wife, Mrs. Shanglu, fell very ill. Now, though the details and nature of that illness is not mentioned, this much Dr. Saraf narrates that she was losing a lot of blood and she needed an immediate surgery to make her feel better. But then, when she's losing so much blood, the doctors were not ready to operate on her. And this was the kind of situation, delicate situation, where she definitely needs a surgery, but she's losing blood, and what to do, nobody knows. Dr. Saraf's heart went out to her. And that evening, he had been invited for a tea at Mr. N.V. Shastri's home. So he went to Mr. Shastri's home, and there it was habit, it was customary that he goes to the altar, he goes to the shrine room, the puja room, and just prostrates to Swami, and then they carry on with whatever. This day when Dr. Somnath Saraf went to that altar, he saw Swami's picture there. He touched Swami's feet. He touched Swami's feet and he said, Swami, only you can save Mrs. Shanglu. I beseech you, I pray to you, please do something for her, Swami. It was an absolutely selfless prayer, it was a spontaneous prayer, and it was a heartfelt prayer. And it was a short prayer. He did this, and then he walked out of the puja room. They were back in the living room having their tea and satsang. Within a few minutes, one of the helpers at home comes running and tells there is a strong fragrance that is emanating from the puja room. And when all of them go and see, from that very picture where Dr. Somnath Saraf had prayed, from the lotus feet of the Lord, so much vibhuti has emanated. And now Mr. Shastri asks Dr. Saraf, hey, you were here right in the altar. Did you notice this? Then Dr. Saraf says, no, at that time it was not there, but this is what I prayed, this is what happened. Immediately Mr. Shastri says, this you have to take it to Mrs. Shanglu. It is for her. And the vibhuti is taken, put in a packet, and he rushes to that hospital in Kabul and administers this vibhuti to Mrs. Shanglu. Within hours of administering the vibhuti, she starts improving, and that is the beginning of her most amazing, miraculous and rapid improvement to the pink of health. And you know, dear brothers and sisters, in 1980, that is 6 years after this, Dr. Somnath Saraf wrote an article in this book that was released for Swami's 55th birthday. And in this book, he writes that as of date, that is 6 years after this, Mrs. Shanglu is in the best of her health, everything fine, all good. This was the miracle that thumped into Dr. Saraf's heart, the divinity of Swami, and he decided on two resolutions. One, he decided that he would always pray for others. He saw the power and impact of selfless prayer. You know, when we pray selflessly, very high probability of that being granted, because selflessness is always rewarded by God or universe, the cosmic power, consciousness, whatever we call it. In fact, that is the reason, right, why Swami tells us always to pray Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. May all the worlds be happy. I had a tremendous personal experience related to praying for others and the Samasta Loka Sukhino Bhavantu. That is there at this link above. The second commitment that Dr. Saraf did was he used to have non-veg food every day. He did 3 days in the week, every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, he would give up eating non-veg. Many of his colleagues used to make fun of him and call him the 3-day no-meat man. But he didn't mind any of that. This was his commitment to Swami, and his yearning to see Swami and meet Swami grew even stronger. An year later in 1975, his assignment in Kabul came to an end and he had to return back to New Delhi via London and Paris, because there he had to meet people related to the United Nations. Now, when he went to London, he stayed at his younger brother's place, and he was pleasantly surprised to realize that his younger brother was already a devotee of Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. He too had his own experiences, which I won't go into now, but he had become a devotee, and he inspired the elder brother, that is Dr. Saraf, to become a complete vegetarian. He decided that he would give up non-vegetarian food completely. In fact, that is one of the things Swami asks as a birthday gift for him. Swami says, I don't want anything from you, but if you do wish to give me a birthday gift, give up smoking, drinking alcohol and eating non-vegetarian food. On another occasion, he has said, give up gambling as well. These are the 4 habits that Swami says, give it up as your birthday gift for me. And that is what Dr. Saraf gave up. He gave up eating non-vegetarian food completely. And in London, he met with many other Sai devotees. He also came in contact with Sai literature. He began to read, and he was fascinated with Swami's philosophy, the vision, the mission. He was very inspired. Just before he had to leave for Paris, he had decided that he would travel from London to Paris via a hovercraft. Back in those days, there was a hovercraft service between London and Paris. For those who aren't aware, a hovercraft is a vehicle that can travel on land as well as on water, because it moves on a thin bed of air that it generates. Swami comes in the dream of Dr. Saraf, and then it's a very interesting dream. Swami is there alongside Dr. Vinayak Krishna Gokak, Dr. V.K. Gokak, whom Dr. Somnath Saraf had met in 1955 in Pune on a project that they were working together on. So he knows Dr. V.K. Gokak. Dr. V.K. Gokak is another luminary and another very key figure in the Sathya Sai mission. So in the dream, Dr. Saraf, Dr. Gokak and Swami are there, and Swami says that we need to have this tripartite conference, a conference between the 3 of us in order to resurrect, resuscitate and enhance education in India and the world today. And Dr. Somnath Saraf agrees to this. And then Swami tells him, don't go to Paris in the hovercraft, cancel and reschedule your plan. With that, the dream gets over. Now, Dr. Somnath Saraf at that point in time possibly did not know that dreams of Swami are true. Yes, dear brothers and sisters, anytime that we get a dream of Swami, it is true, as this experience showed me very clearly. And therefore, when we get a dream of Swami, what is it that we should do? We may not understand the meaning and import of it at that point in time, but the meaning and import will reach us when the time is ripe. And that is why what we should do is we should immediately note it down, either record it as an audio or write it down, because when the time is ripe, wow, the impact will thump us, just like it thumped me when I had a dream about Swami in a national park, which is recorded at this link above. It was Dr. Saraf's brother who told him not to take it lightly. It is very important. And he said, I don't understand the meaning of this tripartite conference, but definitely you're not going to go to Paris. And that is how he cancelled his hovercraft ticket to go to Paris. And that very day, a severe storm hit the place and the English Channel was in a wild state of frenzy. Some of the hovercrafts even got upturned because of such a fury of nature. And that is when Dr. Saraf realized dreams of Swami are true, and this is the second miracle that he witnessed, second chamatkar. And now his samskar had already begun, his refinement. He is a very cultured and refined gentleman already in the worldly sense, but as a devotee moving towards sakshatkar or the ultimate realization, his refinement had begun. He got the chance to have his first darshan in 1979, in March 1979. And when he had this darshan, he was totally bowled over, completely bowled over. Swami won his heart. His wife had the opportunity to get blessed by Swami, with Swami touching her on the head. And he got a namaskar, pada namaskar from Swami. He was simply thrilled and addicted. He decided that he must keep having Swami's darshan. And that's why in the August of 1979, again he went to have darshan, but unfortunately for him, at that point in time, Swami was not at Puttaparthi, Swami was in Vrindavan, Bangalore. But nothing is unfortunate with God. Everything is with a reason. So he stayed in Puttaparthi, and at that time he witnessed the construction of the college that was happening there. And he got to know more about Swami's educational mission. And he was bowled over. He felt that he had never seen something like this in his whole life. Of course, he travelled to Whitefield, Vrindavan to have Swami's darshan. And it was a great opportunity for him because Swami decided to host him. Swami invited him into his bungalow. Back in those days, there was no Trai Vrindavan. It was a bungalow there. And Swami invited Dr. Saraf, his wife and his son into the bungalow for some biscuits and tea and coffee. And Dr. Saraf was simply bowled over with Swami's hospitality. He was so overwhelmed with his love. Swami materialized a pendant for Dr. Saraf's son and put it on his neck. And this was greatly relieving for Dr. Saraf, because he always used to worry about his son, wondering what would happen. And Swami reassured him, telling, your son will do very well, don't worry, I will take care of him. An overwhelmed Dr. Saraf bowed down to Swami humbly and said, Swami, I have seen educational institutions the world over. I have worked with world class and the world's best educational institutions. But I must tell you very humbly, Swami, there is no one to match what you are doing. I bow down to you. You are ultimate. This is fantastic. He conveyed his adoration, his love, his deep respect and reverence to Swami. And at that point in time, Swami looked at him and said, remember, a single flower cannot make a garland. A single flower does not make a garland. In fact, that is the title of the article that Dr. Somnath Saraf has written in this book, in this special edition issue. And when Swami said this, Dr. Saraf's mind immediately went back to that dream in which Swami had said that Swami, Dr. Saraf and Dr. Gokak have to come together for the resurrection of education. And he felt that by saying this about the flower and the garland, about a single flower not making a garland, Swami was alluding to that. And therefore, dear brothers and sisters, in that article, Dr. Somnath Saraf concludes by saying, I don't know when this tripartite meeting or conference is going to happen, or how it is going to happen, or what is the import behind it. But I shall wait, for I know Swami's words never go false. That he wrote in 1980. Now, because we have the advantage of knowing what happened, in 1981, Dr. Vinayak Krishna Gokak, Dr. VK Gokak, became the first Vice Chancellor of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. From 1981 to 1985, he held that post. And now is that goosebumps moment, dear brothers and sisters, because you know what? In 1985, Dr. Somnath Saraf became the second Vice Chancellor of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. He took over from Dr. VK Gokak, who continued to stay with Swami, and the tripartite conference happened. It manifested in 1985. From 1985 till 1991, Dr. Somnath Saraf was the Vice Chancellor of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, and that is how this fructified. But as I said, every devotee's life is from chamatkar to samskar to paropakar. He began to serve, literally serve, selflessly as the Vice Chancellor. And from paropakar, he moved to sakshatkar. Yes, he had that experience. He had the experience of experiencing the Brahman, the ultimate experience, the nirvana of Lord Buddha, the moksha prapti of so many individuals. Dr. Somnath Saraf had that experience. That is a long story in itself. I won't go into that here because it has already been documented very beautifully and very heartfully at this link above. Please do visit it and enjoy it at your leisure. Dear brothers and sisters, once we come to Swami, our spiritual growth is confirmed. Whatever happens, let us yearn for Swami. Let us participate in bhajans. Let us pray for others. There are so many lessons that we get to learn from the experience of Dr. Somnath Saraf. Let us do all of this. Participate wholeheartedly in bhajans, serve others, pray for the welfare of others, and whenever we get Swami's dreams, let us note it down sincerely, and most importantly, let us keep yearning for Swami, moving from chamatkar to samskar to paropakar to sakshatkar. Dear Swami, may the love that we have for you in our hearts keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.